Hello everybody, this is Astrid aka the Psychic Witch. Welcome back to my channel, and this time I'm doing review, or I would say another review of the Golden Universal Tarot. I've already done a review of this deck maybe about, wow, it's going to be like 5 years ago, maybe even more. So that was when I got this deck, or when I was using that deck for about a year, and I've noticed that loads of people are still interested in this deck, even though obviously this deck is not new, it's been on the market for quite some time, but people still seem to be drawn to it. So I decided, why not make a video about how the Golden Universal Tarot actually stand the test of time for me, and what if I still love it or not, even after using it for so many years. So the first thing I would like to say about the deck, I would like to address something I mentioned in my old review many years back, and actually about a lot of them I actually did not change my mind. One of the things that I remember I really disliked originally was the quality of the print of the back. I'm not sure how well you can see it, but it does feel like the quality of the print doesn't seem to be as nice and detailed as the print of the actual cards, which might be just something that, you know, just I might be just feeling that way. But when I look at the back of the cards, it seems like I can like see the colors are like almost like not printed well together. Some of those edges have this like a red and green edges where it should be just like a nice brown color. So it seems like it's not as nice of a quality of a print, especially if I compare it with other different type of a cards. Again, I'm not still fond of the backs, but what I am also fond of is the cards and the motifs. I still love them. I've always been in a position where I was not really fond of the original Rider-Waite because it felt to me like it's a little bit stiff. The images just for me was too simple. They've been kind of lacking movement, and I know it's the classic and I know many people love it. It just wasn't really working for me. So what I like about this deck is I'm getting the scenes feels a bit more lively. It's obviously the same scenes as the original Rider-Waite deck. They are not really changing the scene. Sometimes you have a Rider-Waite deck clone decks. They are basically like changing the scenes around. The message is slightly different, or it's conveyed in a different way. So they like bring in more of like their own opinions of what the cards mean, or their own meaning, or their own ideas. This one does not do that very much, which again might be a good thing. Some people love what each author is bringing in that deck. Some people really prefer to stick to the original. Just something to keep in mind. So as you can see, this one really kind of sticks to the original Rider-Waite when it comes to meanings of the cards. It does not have the names of the cards, which is something I personally prefer, but let's say if you are starting with tarot, might be something that might be an issue for you. So as you can see, the cards are not really changing anything. There is basically just a Rider-Waite that's a bit more dynamic. For me, I always felt it's a little bit more lively. I personally really love it. One of the things that I'm still not happy about the cards, and I was kind of wondering about it like 6 years ago, how the stock paper is going to last. And I'm using those cards almost daily, I would say for many years, and you can see like basically all of those cards are getting chipped. The borders, as you can see, are black, so you can actually see the chips on the black deck and on the black borders actually quite clearly. So, but this is something that can happen with other decks as well. I think actually UV coating, the cards that are UV coated usually don't have that. Well, this one I would say does not seem to have a UV coating. This literally seems to just to be the print. But I do not know if maybe UV coating is something you can't really get if you have the gold foil. I'm not entirely sure. Maybe just technologically that's not possible. But yeah, definitely the cards do chip over time. One of the things that I know they came up with when they actually started with this deck was the fact that the foil on the cards itself, that has like some sort of like irregularities. As you can see it quite nicely on this card when he's like holding this card. You can see it looks like pieces of gold on top of his crown are being chopped off. They said it's on the purpose to give it a bit more like a handmade look. Actually, it does kind of work with the chipped, with the chipped borders and this kind of like being imperfect. So it like has this kind of like a, I would say, handmade, kind of like underground, medieval underground vibe. I personally kind of do like that, but again, not everybody will. So just letting you know, this is kind of what to expect. I personally, even after 6 years, I still do feel like this deck is, I really love it. It's one of my most used decks, even though I have many other decks. I like it how simple it is. I like it how easy it is for me to read and really got into. I love the gold. I know not everybody will be for full on gold. For somebody is just going to be not really tasteful, but I love it. And also when you read for clients, they notice it and they like it. I had so many good comments and I got from my clients on those cards. They seem to really like those cards, and they really love the gold. You know, it's something that they really seem to enjoy. So especially if you do a lot of client readings, not just reading for yourself, this is really I would say audience audience, one of my audience favorite, client favorite deck. So when it comes to the deck itself, I love it. As I said, it's good all arounder. If you imagine, if I should compare it to makeup, this is your nudes palette. This is the palette with all the nude eyeshadows that you can literally use it every day with just a little bit more sparkle for the weekend. This is definitely like a good, I would say, everyday deck. At least that was for me. I love the colors. They're like almost like pastel-y. I love this, like, let's say this color combination with like the pastel, a blue purple sky with like the gold overlay. I love this like washed off pastel colors with the gold. I think that looks gorgeous. I think, as I said, it's a beautiful, I would say, all around deck. I still keep using it after 6 years. If I should recommend, okay, you only have money for one deck and you just want one that's going to be like how clients will laugh and will notice and you will laugh and you can use it every day, I would say that, you know, this would be this one. I just wish they would put it on a better stock, the paper. And I wish they would make the back either gold as well, or at least just kind of a slightly better printed. Even I would not frankly mind, it's like a slightly better design. I think this is fairly boring. If you consider like how the cards are like blingy and like so really beautiful, and then the card is just like, the back is like, nah. So yeah, I wish the deck was slightly different. In other Scarabeo decks, they have much more interesting backs than this one. But overall, the cards themselves are beautiful. They are decent size and they are really nice to, I would say, really nice to read. And I would say that for me, they really beautifully trigger my sort of like a vision. Again, this is the lovely colors that I love, which is this like the baby blue purple with the gold overlay. I absolutely adore that. So I'm going to show you a few more cards and let me wrap this video up. So to wrap this up, I would definitely recommend this deck even after 6 years. Yes, the chipped borders are something that's a bit kind of annoying, but something that I feel like, nah, I can kind of survive that. I think still to this point is one of the best decks, at least for me, the one I like the most from all of the ones that have been presented. Sometimes, you know, you are just buying a deck that looks amazing, you love the pictures, or it's a Star Wars deck and you love Star Wars, but then you get it and you're just like, oh my god, I can't read it. It's just unreadable. This one was definitely not the case. This one is was readable for me from the beginning, and it's readable even better now when I know it better. And I would say it does have that effect with the gold that is great for clients and myself obviously love. So that was my thought about having this deck and working with it for 6 years. If you have it, let me know in the comment section how you like it and how do you feel about it, and I'm going to see you soon. Have a beautiful day.